PV Sindhu, Pullela Gopichand, Rohit Sharma, our former president, Mr. Ram Nath Kovind, Hugh Jackman, yes, the Wolverine, and Sandra Oh, celebrities that surround us. Well, you must be wondering why I'm stating random famous personalities, but they aren't really random. Yes, they're famous. Yes, they're inspirational to some. But they're also human beings who have one thing in common, the art of meditation. Hello, my name is Sukanya Pappu, and today I will be telling you about harnessing the benefits of intentional meditation. Did you know that the epidemic of the 21st century, as declared by the World Health Organization, is mental health? I mean, if you didn't, don't fret. About 2 months ago, if you asked me the same question, I don't think I would have been able to answer. According to me, your mental health is very similar to an electronic appliance. Let's take the example of a laptop. It's something we all strive to keep healthy, cooperative, and well cooperative for all the tasks that we do. But when it undergoes a fall, or a water spillage, or even a technological trauma, there really isn't anything you yourself can do about it. So, you take it to a place that can. Service centers. It's similar for your mental health, except you aren't trying to fix anything. You're just on a journey of improvement, and every step that you take will help you in the long run. Personally, I found solace in something I saw generations of my family do, meditation. I vividly remember I was around 7 years old when my then 16-year-old sister walked up to me and told me that she had started meditating. And I remember thinking, why was she so excited about meditation? I mean, she was just closing her eyes for 15 to 20 minutes. It's not like she was watching a TV show or cartoon or even playing a board game. But when I turned 15, I started meditation. And that's when I realized what the fuss was actually all about. The minute I closed my eyes, all I could feel was calmness, tranquility, and a lot of silence. But as time progressed, I could feel the transmission flow in, and I noticed a slight change in myself. But I had just entered the 10th grade, so my first priority was towards academics. So the frequency at which I was meditating reduced drastically. But in the IB curriculum, in the 10th grade, we have to come up with a project, a personal project, which is an activity or a project that is close to your heart. And this time, I decided to revisit meditation, but in a new lens. I made a website that revolves around the science behind meditation and how it's believed that meditation can help in maintaining the neuroplasticity of your brain even after the age of 21. I know it sounds very complicated, but hear me out. The website was essentially meant for teenagers, as it can tell them about the impact of meditation on their daily lives and how alpha waves, which are the waves that are primarily associated with the state of relaxed alertness, are usually promoted during meditation, which can allow a calm and focused mind. But recently, I was watching a movie, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, which I'm pretty sure most of you in the audience have watched. And in that, Katrina Kaif's character, Leila, said that being underwater is like meditating. And that's when I realized that meditation or meditating isn't just an action, but rather it's a state of mind. It's something that calms you, something that makes you feel like you, something that can be done anytime, anywhere. Even though the action is typically done in the morning, but the feeling of tranquility that you get can be carried forth throughout the day, be it while looking out of the window or even in the middle of a TEDx talk. The calmness that you carry with you can open gates for new opportunities as you finally look at situations in a new light. So let me help you out with a few more facts. Did you know that right now, at this very moment, all of you in the audience are meditating? Yeah, you might be wondering, how am I meditating? I'm not closing my eyes. But meditation isn't only about closing your eyes. It's rather about the thoughts that you focus on, knowingly or unknowingly. When it comes to meditation, you might be thinking that how is this possible? Because it really isn't. But let's take the example of a student during exam season. Everyone has that one dreaded subject that constantly runs through their mind, 24/7. Well, one of my friends recited the formulas of kinematics in the middle of her sleep. But why was that? That was because she was meditating on the subject, while eating, while talking to her friends, while sleeping. Now we come to the child's mother. She is stressed about the amount of stress her child is taking. So thinking about that, she goes on with her day, on her way to work, while eating food, or even taking her own time. She is meditating on that. So meditation isn't really foreign to one's body. So why is the effect so different when you focus on the typically right object? This is because based on the object, the amount of grasping power that your brain has to collect the information that you're feeding in can differ. So now let's look at this really cool graph that I found in a book about meditation, The Heartfulness Way. This will help you understand what I said in a clearer perspective. So as you see on the screen there, you can see the difference between concentration and meditation. But don't we just concentrate during meditation? That's where we're slightly wrong. Concentration is about forcing yourself to focus on an object, while meditation is about the art of being effortlessly focused. It's something that just comes naturally to you. You don't have to put any external pressure, which is why it falls towards the left hand of the spectrum. It just has the utmost level of true focus that one can achieve to unlock their ultimate potential. So recently, I was watching this show, Grey's Anatomy. Okay, so before I go ahead, I know I sound like a cinephile, but hear me out. So in the show, the neurosurgeon, Derek, was operating on a man who had a very optimistic outlook on life. With his 3 children, 1 lovely wife, the only stone in his shoe really was the grapefruit-sized tumor in his brain. So it was very chilly outside. The air smelled like peppermint, and you could hear the carols resonating through the hospital. It was the time of Christmas. But unfortunately, Derek had gone through a slightly messy part in his life. So he wasn't very optimistic. So when he was operating on the man in the operating theater, he expressed his views on Christmas and about how it may have not been his favorite festival at the time to his intern, Izzy. But to his surprise, when the man woke up the next morning, he was more irritable, angry. He was very short-tempered. And Izzy, the intern, suggested that this could have been because of the thoughts that Derek expressed in the middle of the surgery. And frankly, Derek found it stupid. And I would too. How can someone's thoughts or expressions affect your thoughts or your personality when you're not even conscious? But that's the point of my story. The brain is such a marvelous organ. You never really know about it. And that's what we're trying to study today. I believe that we're trying to study the effect that meditation has on it. And I feel so far, we're doing a pretty good job. You are your own worst enemy, said Frank Nietzsche. Now I'm pretty sure you all are thinking, how does this cooperate with meditation, Sukanya? Well, give me the benefit of the doubt. So how many of you in the audience have heard about the game theory in economics? Please show me a raise of hands. Okay, that's not a lot of you, but for those of you who aren't very inclined towards economics, game theory is the study of how individuals or social entities behave in certain social situations when the outcome isn't only dependent on them, but on those around them as well. So today, we'll be relating this with meditation. The elements that we'll be analyzing are the players, the payoffs, the competition versus the cooperation, and finally, the Nash equilibrium. The players in this game are very simple. Player 1, you, who's trying to meditate. Player 2 would be your inner turmoil that really isn't letting you meditate. And player 3 will be the disruptive surroundings, which I'm so glad you audience are not today. So now when we come to player 1, the payoffs that you'll be achieving are a deep state of meditation, where you finally reach the ultimate goal. For player 2 and player 3, it will be the exact opposite. It will be to disrupt your meditation, disrupt your focus or your concentration. But that's the point. We're trying to not let that happen. Then we come to the competition versus the cooperation. The cooperation in this case would be the internal cooperation by the player 1, trying to align your thoughts and your emotions to finally achieve that ultimate state. But for player 2 and player 3 will be the competitive elements. So for them, it's to not let you have a conducive environment. Now we come to the Nash equilibrium, the most important part. It's where the tactics or the meditative state of player 1 can overcome that of player 2 and player 3. It overpowers it to such an extent that it doesn't bother you anymore. You're finally able to achieve it. And that's the point of my theory. It's that your own mind does not let you achieve the final goal because of the thoughts that come in your mind while you're meditating. I mean, to tell you about me, the first time I meditated, all the thoughts that I had in my 15 years of existence came at once. What I ate for breakfast, what my mom told me last week, why my teacher scolded me. And that's why we aren't able to reach the final goal. We aren't able to overcome the hurdles that we face in our life. As a 16-year-old, life can be confusing at times. I mean, it was when I was 8. It probably will be when I'm 25 or 67. But the only thing that stays constant is that things keep changing. We need to find an anchor that grounds us in this sea of uncertainty. We need to find something that we can call home, a safe haven. Personally, I found meditation. A friend of mine found dance, while the other found volleyball. So before I leave this platform, I want to ask you all one question. What is your service center? Thank you.